Hello, everybody. So, as suggested by one of you, I am doing a reading on the marriage and the eventuality of that marriage between Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. And I've done a Celtic crossbred for this because we have a very specific intention. So we're looking for a specific answer or specific set of answers with an outcome. And this is going to be traversing through the most probable timeline in a limitless and infinite amount of timelines. But that doesn't mean that this is set in stone by any means. It can change. Okay? So as of right now, before I even get into the cards, I was seeing Justin as he is right now, sort of like with a little bit of a hunch, standing there with the baggy clothes on and his sort of like short haircut, holding a red balloon. Okay? And then I started to hear a song that I learned in elementary school. And it goes, he's a clown, he's a clown, he's a clown. So I just kept hearing clown, okay? And then I switched and I said, okay, now we know how Justin feels and how Hailey is seeing him as this like clown. How does he see her? And I saw her as a giant, as like a claymation or an animated a version of herself, okay, but really big. And he's this little kid on the floor that's like, he's getting scolded by her, and she has her finger out and she's wagging her finger and saying things. So this parent-child dynamic that they have in their relationship is really causing a lot of conflict between them. So for one thing, we know that, I've said this before, that there's so many repeating things that are coming up from the last reading I did on them and this reading, right? But in that last reading, I was looking at past, present, future between them, right? This is more pointed. Another thing that flew out, because I'm getting things in my third eye, I'm shuffling, I'm seeing things, so I'm not really always paying attention to what I'm doing with my hands and the cards and everything. After the visuals of him with the balloon, holding this red balloon and feeling like kind of Hailey looking at him as a clown, and then her scolding him like a child, I started to shuffle my oracle deck, and out flew the family card. Okay. Prior to that card flying out, I got from Spirit that she is either pregnant again, or she had lost a child, or they are planning to have another child, because the family card came out and it's a husband and wife, a son and a daughter. And I feel like if they are going to have another child, it might be a girl, and that also that they are struggling because of the loss of a child. And this comes up in the reading. So the cards that came out have validated what I was receiving while shuffling them. Okay, so it's really kind of crazy. All right, let's just take it one by one. Let's break it down. All right, so it's not too overwhelming. The center of let's look at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands with the love offer. Foresight, progress and expansion. Foresight. Looking ahead, planning. I see this as like they're trying, right? I see this as like that could even, with the expansion, it could be expanding the three, right? It's the three of them now with their son, expanding the three. Yes, love offer. Okay, so how do we make a baby? Well, this candle's lit. My heart is beating for you. We get down to business. So that could be that. All right. It could also be a little bit about I think I'm seeing a little bit more about Haley's fears here than anything, and I do think that she is kind of afraid about, Selena being in the public eye at the moment, and then not because she's in the public eye, but because there is any sort of attention on Selena, and Justin will have a certain type of reaction. So there is that, okay? Bottom of the deck also with the community and the devil card, restriction. So he's dealing with his addiction still. And Haley, is not liking the people that he's surrounding himself with at the moment, okay? There is a community of people that want to help him, right? There's also a community of people that are indulging with him. And there's a little bit more of a focus on that at the moment. So I did the bottom of the deck, and then I did behind the bottom of the deck because I forgot that I pulled the two cards. So I just gave a little bit more than I usually do, which is fine. It was supposed to happen that way. But community, right? There's a whole slew of people seeing him in the spotlight right now, breaking apart, falling apart at the seams, like he's like a little Raggedy Andy doll or something. And so there's work that's being done currently that is a little bit outside of their relationship, but Haley is a part of sort of like an intervention type of feeling. I'm getting an intervention type of thing. All right. Now, I don't know if anybody can validate this. The reason why I said that I feel he and Haley had lost a child or somebody died that is in their sphere that they lost. They're dealing with a death, okay? But the reason why I think it's the death of a child is because the significator of the reading is the Judgment card, a rebirth, okay? And it's coming out with the family card and obsession. There's a focus on that because what's crossing the significator here is the Empress and the transition card, which is a literal picture of a grave. And the Empress is motherhood, okay? The Empress is pregnancy. So the Judgment is also about like, I sometimes take this as a physical death, but it could also signify just a reawakening, right? A second chance at something. And it's coming out with like a focus that the both of them are having about the loss that they've experienced. They're experiencing a loss, and it's something that's very major for them because these are major arcana cards. So there was a major thing that happened within their marriage at some point where they lost a child or they experienced somebody passing away that means a great deal to them. And there's, I think it's Justin that has a pretty unhealthy focus. It could be both of them, but there's an unhealthy focus on like numbing the pain away, the pain of that loss. So the Empress, the motherhood, and the transition card. Transitioning into motherhood, okay, it could be a very big deal here, okay? It seems to keep coming up that she's had some postpartum stuff. She's had some difficulty transitioning into this new role as mother. But it's also doubly hard for her because she is mothering her husband as well. And she has been from the jump. So that has to change in order for her to feel like she has sort of like a normal marriage and, you know, can rear her children in the right way without them being raised seeing what she saw when she was growing up, which is her mother babying her father and taking care of him like a mother would. So there's that. There's a lot of stuff going on here with the significator being judgment and family. Maybe they fear being judged because they lost a child, or they might feel like they're being judged because of their current parenting. They like, I think with people seeing them separated, but also like kind of seeing him crumbling, it makes people judge them as parents. Like, how are you parenting your son? So that people have questions about that. But within the dynamic of their relationship, which is more at the forefront of this reading, it is there is this focus on the motherhood and wanting to try again. Okay, with judgment. Wanting to try again. Yeah. They're dealing with the loss of somebody. I'm telling you right now, there was a death. There was a death. And it's hitting them, and it's hitting them hard, and it's affecting their marriage. They're very sad and depressed about this loss, okay? Above crowning the entire situation is the priest and the messenger, which just goes to kind of, it reinforces, it adds layers of information to what I was just saying, which is because the messenger in this particular deck, it's an extra card. It is about being protected by your spirit guides. It's about divine signs, seeing synchronicities in around you. It's and with the priest, I kind of feel like it's this crowning them is that they've been spending a lot of time going to church and speaking with people of the cloth, priest, right? That are guiding them through a very difficult situation that they're in, guiding them through their marriage, relying on their faith to sort of help them transition, to help them cope with and deal with things that are going on. And it's not just this. It's not just the potentially the loss of a child or the loss of a loved one. It is about the loss of much more. There's a lot of different things going on, and I'm seeing it specifically with Justin. What lays at the base is the Page of Swords and divination. Again, sort of like what's crowning is what's here in the base, all right, is being healed. So whatever is happening that's crowning this reading, whatever the religious things that they're doing, the relying on faith to get them through, is really working for them. Okay, it's working for them. And it's also something that they feel that they can rely on when they are feeling restless, because restlessness comes out here as a major crux, or like this thing that it's anxiety, right? It's anxiety, but it's also like it can be about the things that they know that they have to unravel, that's in deep down inside of both of them as individuals, coming to the surface, bringing that to the surface is it's happening, but it's happening at their own pace. That's how I see it. It's kind of like when you have like several knots that you have to get out of something, and you just sit there and you're like patient with it. So I see them doing that, right? They're curious enough to keep digging deeper, and they also have a very strong spirituality. I have to hand it to both of them, even though they are like Jesus loving, Christian, fundamental, whatever. Okay, I think that I have to give them credit for sort of being people who are connected to the spirit realm in their own right, meaning they didn't learn it from anywhere. They were born with that ability. And Sagittarius and Pisces people have a lot of that going on. A lot of that going on. Actually, they square each other, but it's one of the squares that I like the most. I love seeing a Sag and a Pisces together because they're both ruled by Jupiter. And so like big things happen when they come together, big ideas, big picture ideas with Sagittarius, and sort of this like creative, imaginative connection that Justin has to all that is not seen. And so good things can happen there. And I think that they share in that. I have to hand it to them that I think that they've discovered that through each other. Like, oh, I can be like this with you. This is how I've been my whole life. I can like sort of be like this with you. And it's sort of like inching out, but it's nothing like new agey for them. It's more along the religious lines, you know? I mean, I really want them to kind of like branch out and be a little bit more new agey, because that would be so cool, you know? I would be really proud. I think I'd be a fan, you know? So, yeah, so in that foundation, even though there is this restlessness and this curiosity, there is a feeling of I'm doing something for myself that is helping me to cope, or helping us to become stronger as a united front, as a couple. It's better. This is all good for our marriage, to work on ourselves individually, which I feel like they are doing. Behind them, the energy that is behind them is the Knight of Wands and the ritual card. Action, energy, passion, impulsiveness, right? Being impulsive. There might have been a lot of talk about that recently, right? This thing, you know, I'm seeing like a conversation happening where Haley's like, you always do this thing where you're impulsive and you just get up and you bolt. And then it's like this thing that you have to do over and over and over again. And I understand you want to do your own thing, but like, I don't know what's happening with you. And it's scary for me. And I think there's also a little bit of a lack of, okay, I hate to be crude, but I feel like they're also kind of trying to get a little bit more of the flame back, you know, in the bedroom, right? And so I think that there may have been a lull or something, like a lack of libido, and they're working on that as well. I think I think they got over that, though. I think that that's something they worked on, because it's behind the reading. It's behind them. So it's something that they have worked through that they can put behind them. So there's a mixed bag here, of him being impulsive and doing what he wants to do and running away. And then also them working on trying to get the fire back and the passion back between them. Before them, see, they're very, the main thing with Judgment and the Empress being here, I was like, oh God, it's always about parenting. This is a big, huge center focus for them. And I know that that makes sense because they just had their first child. So I get it that that's going to be a focus, but it's almost like pulling teeth in a way. There's a lot of things that have come out of them as individuals once their child was born. It changed something within them, and then thusly it changed their dynamic as a couple. And a lot of other things going on as well, not just being new parents. A lot of other things are happening within them as well. And from my previous readings, you can go back and watch and see what those are. Before them, the Six of Cups, which is all about children, innocence, playfulness, joy, reaching that. Their focus is on being a united family. They want to be a family. They're working on how to be a proper, healthy family. And the Twin Flame card. Okay. The Twin Flame and Six of Cups. Okay. One of the things that is coming up in them, I don't know if they're only talking to the people through their church, but if they have like a couples counselor, or they might have a couple of different therapeutic things that they're doing at the moment. What's coming up is his childhood is being worked on, but it's also her feeling. She is coming into it with like, I know how strong your connection was with Selena Gomez. It's eating away at me. It still bothers me. And they're talking about that because the Twin Flame, it's like, and then the Six of Cups, I immediately think of Haley and Selena. Justin and Selena meeting when they were very young, right? Youthfulness, the Twin Flame. It's still burning away. It's still there. It's ever present for her. For whatever reason, it just is. And that's coming up. He's also going through it right now when it comes to Selena. He has some feelings and they're big. So he's working on that. I think that they have been skirting around it. I don't think that they've been as direct with their frustrations and anger, but they are trying to do it in a space where they have people that can be there as mediators to help them express what they feel and then sort of parse through it with them. It's a good thing. So they are coming out as like their foundation, not foundation, they themselves as a couple coming up as Queen of Cups and actual money, the actual money card. That's what it's so strange, but I felt this from him in one of my last readings, that he was really focused on money. And that seems to be here still, wanting to work. But the Queen of Cups is about compassion, having compassion, and feeling like emotionally comforted. So there's a lot of that going on. That's I have to say that they do have that between them. There is a softness and a shared affection, like an emotional, like ooey gooiness between them. They're learning though how to be more compassionate because it has kind of dwindled a little bit. Some things have dwindled, but that doesn't mean they've gone away. They're working extra hard at bringing about like all these things that, like the passion and the and the compassion. But yeah, like they're working on several different things, relationships from the past, from childhood, working with their their spiritual advisors, understanding the need to face traumatic wounding, that they're trying to push down and push away, or he's trying to numb it away. I want to say that it's going to take Haley a little bit longer to face the fact that her dynamic that she grew up around, her mother and father, were not the healthiest either. They didn't have the healthiest dynamic either. So I feel like they're trying to focus on being there for each other, but at the same time focused on, I keep on seeing like what is it called when, like, having cash on hand, or like having your money be not invested in things but making it like fluid or something. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but he's focused on like gathering funds. Okay. I kind of see it as like the four actual actual money. It can sort of be like the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of the miser card, kind of like the Scrooge, the Ebenezer Scrooge. In their environment, they have a lot of help. Okay, they're getting a wish coming true in their environment together. Something is happening with them, with the people around them, their community, their friends, their family, the people that work for them that they're very close to, and they're trying to sit in gratitude a little bit more, and appreciation, and making note of the things that they're grateful to have, especially when it comes to each other. Like, I love this about you, and I love this about you. I see it in a very talk therapy sort of way that they're going about things. Like, I feel, you know how like, and you see it in like shows sometimes when the couple is like, Joanna said that we should use the right words and say, you know, I feel like you are not hearing what I am trying to tell you about this morning when you didn't take the garbage out, you know, like things like that. But it's more, it's not in a funny sort of way. Like, they're really just trying to communicate with each other in a better way. And there is this nice guy coming up with the Nine of Cups. I feel like there's somebody, this is again maybe somebody that it's an older guy that's helping them, not somebody that's in their same age category at all. I'm talking like a guy that's probably about 50 years old, that's helping them. And okay, there is such thing as like a guru or somebody that can teach you how to have like tantric sex. All right. I wouldn't put it past them that they're talking to somebody who might be like from southern India that is going to teach them about that kind of thing. Okay. I'm just saying, it's like, that's interesting if they're doing that. Okay. Because it has hearts around, the nice guy has hearts around, there's a sun, and I just get this like sexy sexual vibe going on. Okay. I'm not trying to be a pervert. I'm just saying what I see. I'm not trying to peer in on anybody's intimate times at all. Because I have respect, and I have respect for boundaries. But the creativity card. So the hopes and fears. The hopes and fears that they have within their marriage right now is that they are overthinking things. They're having too many thoughts that they're actually not sharing with one another, and they're having clouded judgment based on those overwhelming thoughts that keep repeating, some of them. And I also feel like both of them sort of fear the other one finding another partner. Okay, they're keeping the marriage together isn't just about their son or anything like that. I think that they each do not want the other one to be with another person. And they're thinking constantly about that. Okay, I feel like Haley is still in her I'm afraid you're going to leave me and try to get back with Selena era. She's still doing it. She still feels that way deep down, okay? But and he feels the same way too. He doesn't want to see her with somebody else either. So they're overthinking, oh my God, I'm not enough. I'm not enough of a partner for her. I'm not enough of a partner for him. So there's a constant going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. But wait till you see what the final outcome is, because it's interesting. I do not think that I have to say this. I wish that I could say a definitive yes, they're getting divorced, or no, they're not getting divorced. But the ending result, the outcome of this question, where is their marriage heading, is the Three of Pentacles and mature woman. And she looks like she's about, she looks like she could work for the law, I don't know. I feel like collaboration, teamwork, learning is wonderful with this Three of Pence, but it can also signify a collaboration with a, maybe let's call a spade, and this is not working. But I don't feel that as strongly as I feel like they're going to keep working at it. So I want to say that they're going to be getting help from somebody, just like they're getting help from this mature man, this nice guy in their midst. They're getting help from a mature woman who might actually be connected to the nice guy man, because they're both, it just feels like they might be connected somehow. But yeah, the final outcome, that's how I feel about this, that there is a learning experience here that I think we should all kind of give credit to the fact that marriages are hard no matter who is in them. It's gonna be hard. It's never easy. And so what I feel like they're doing time and again is that they are having setbacks, and then they're doing the right thing to try to get help for them. And eventually it leads to them becoming a team again, becoming a family again, and working at it and understanding that there were lessons that needed to be learned through those hard times for both of them as individuals. So ultimately, right, they have to work on their insecurities, their fears, their wounds, all the things. And they're doing that. They're trying at least. So I can't say definitively that they will be getting a divorce. I don't feel like it's looking that way right now, because they're trying so hard. And they are going through a loss. And sometimes when you both go through a loss, like the loss of a child or the loss of somebody that you loved in the same exact way, you trauma bond sometimes, or you process those feelings together. which can bring you closer. It usually does bring you closer. And there might have been a lot of, I'm pushing you away and I'm pushing you away because of fear, because I'm afraid. And that might all be coming up right now for them. And I really hope that things work out, because I don't want to see things fail, you know? But at the same time, you know, this is the trials and tribulations of marriage, and they're going to see if theirs is strong enough. And they're absolutely working on it right now. Whether or not you see it online is neither here nor there, really, because it can all be kind of deceptive. But it can be truthful too, you know. People get fed up with their marriage partners and, you know, want time away from each other. That's not abnormal. But, you know, they're working on things. They're doing the right thing by each other. But there's a lot of things they have to sort out. It's not just one thing. It's a compilation of all of these different factors. Especially Haley with Selena and her fears. You know, and Justin with his past and his trauma as a teenager, and it's a lot of things. So that's what's going on. I hope this helped. I don't know if it did. But I'm sending you guys so much love now and always.